Good afternoon and welcome inside Baycare Ballpark in Clearwater, Florida, the spring home of the Philadelphia Phillies, and we are about 20 minutes shy of first pitch of the second annual spring breakout game, which will pit the home team Philadelphia Phillies against the guests today, the Pittsburgh Pirates. We welcome you into the broadcast booth. We welcome you into our pregame show. My name is Jake Starr, running solo today here on the Fightin' Phils radio network, along with Phillies.com and MLB.com as well. We appreciate you spending part of your Friday afternoon with us, and what's going to be a really exciting game and a really exciting day for baseball as the crowd continues to file in. Sunny skies, temperatures in the mid-70s. Really can't complain about the conditions here so far, and it's going to be an exciting game. It's, like we said, the second annual prospect game. The Phillies did one last year. They fell in Lakeland against the Detroit Tigers' top prospects. Now today, they welcome the Pittsburgh Pirates' top prospects here to Baycare Ballpark. So, for those tuning in might be wondering, what is the spring breakout game? If you haven't heard much about it, we can kind of give you a little bit of a brief history lesson on what has been the very brief history of the spring breakout game so far. Major League Baseball for 2024 gave an opportunity for every Major League team to assemble a team of some of their top prospects and pit them off in essence, a showcase. And today is that showcase for the Philadelphia Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates. And there's a lot of guys on both sides that will probably suit up for the Phillies or the Pirates or, maybe another team at some time down the road, whether a trade or something comes in. But, for Phillies fans who maybe follow the minor leagues a lot, there's probably a lot of very familiar names on this roster. And maybe even for Phillies fans who are more casual followers of minor league baseball. Today, we're still going to be probably a lot of names that look very familiar. Obviously, there's Mick Abel, there's Andrew Painter, neither of which are active for today's game, but are two pitching prospects that Phillies fans have probably become very familiar with over the last couple of years. Well, of course, Andrew Painter is one that I know a lot of Phillies fans have their eyes on, and they're hoping that he'll be back on the mound and in the mound in Philadelphia at some point very soon this upcoming season. Some other guys, of course, there's Aiden Miller, there's Justin Crawford, two of the top prospects in the Phillies system. Two guys that I think a lot of fans are very excited to see, and two guys that maybe have a chance to get to Philadelphia at some point this summer, or if not this summer, then definitely next season. And you got to give the Phillies a lot of credit. I know Rob Thompson talked about it in his post-game press conference following yesterday's game against the Atlanta Braves, that from the time that he's taken over till now, the organizational, the prospect, just the depth of it has really improved over the last handful of years, and I think today is going to be a showcase of that, maybe compared to where it was a couple of years back. But all in all, just an exciting time in Phillies baseball. It's an exciting time here down in Clearwater. And it's, organization that's looking to, get some more homegrown talent through the pipeline. Like, you look at the 2008 team, the Jimmy Rollinses, the Ryan Howards, Cole Hamels. They were all homegrown. And, of course, you look at the current Phillies, Alec Boehm, Bryson Stott, Aaron Nola. List kind of goes on and on from the guys that are homegrown talents for the Phillies. And the roster, it's a good one. It's one that features a lot of the Phillies' top prospects. It features 4 of the top 100 prospects as well. Of course, Painter being one of those, he won't play, but the other ones, Justin Crawford, Aiden Miller, and Eduardo Tayit. So it's a pretty loaded Phillies roster today. Phillies will be managed by Greg Brodzinski. Greg Brodzinski is the manager for High A Jersey Shore. Marty Malloy joins him on his staff. He's the manager for Clearwater. Cole Hamels is an honorary coach for the Phillies. Phil Condary, who was the pitching coach in Reading last year, up to Lehigh Valley this year, will be a pitching coach, along with Matt Elmeyer and Riley McCulley. Darnell Sweeney is the hitting coach. Sean Williams, who coaches the Complex League Phillies, is at third base. And Manny Amador will be the first base coach. And Rolito Armas, who has been in the Phillies organization for a long time, will be the first base coach for today's spring breakout game. So should be a great day. It is a beautiful afternoon at Baycare Ballpark here in Clearwater. We are about 15 minutes shy of first pitch between the Phillies and the Pirates in this spring breakout game. But first, we're going to take our first break on our pregame show. When we come back, we had a chance earlier today to catch up with a guy who played in every level of the Phillies system last year, and a guy who I think has caught a lot of eyes throughout the system during the 2025 spring training. That's Otto Kemp. So our conversation with Otto Kemp is coming up right after this. This is the Phillies spring breakout game between the Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Back from Baycare Ballpark here in Clearwater, Florida. We're about 5 minutes away from first pitch between the Phillies and Pirates in our spring breakout game. Both starting lineups and full rosters have been introduced, and the players line the first and third base line. And we are about ready for the national anthem. So for that, we will step away one final time, and we'll have lineups and first pitch coming up for you right after this. And once again, welcome inside Baycare Ballpark in Clearwater, Florida, the spring training home of the Philadelphia Phillies for this 2025 rendition of the spring breakout game. The best Phillies prospects against the best prospects on the Pittsburgh Pirates. So once again, we heard from Otto Kemp in our last segment. A big thank you to Otto for joining us on our pregame show prior to today's spring breakout game. So as there is now the meeting at home plate with Greg Brodzinski, the Phillies manager for today, and Sean Bowman, the Pirates manager for today's game. Let's go through our starting lineups. We'll start with the visitors, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and here is how the young Buccos line up today. Sung-Chae Cheng leads off. He'll play shortstop. Connor Griffin, a draft pick from last year, bats second. He'll play center. Sammy Siani is third. He is in right field. Jack Brennigan cleans things up. He'll play third base. Omar Alfonso is fifth, the catcher. Johnny Severino is sixth. He's the DH. Esmerlin Valdez plays left field and bats seventh. Mitch Jebb bats eighth and plays second, and Tony Blanco Jr. bats ninth and plays first base. Once again, it's Cheng, Griffin, Siani, Brennigan, Alfonso, Severino, Valdez, Jebb, and Blanco Jr. On the mound for the Pirates today, it'll be Pirates' top prospect and number 15 overall in Major League Baseball, Bubba Chandler. We'll have more on Chandler. We spent a lot of time with AA Altoona a season ago, coming up in just a little bit. On the Phillies side, the home team today, Justin Crawford leads things off. He'll play center field. Last year's first-round pick, Dante Norrie, bats second. He's in left field. Ada Miller bats third. He'll be the shortstop. And Gabriel Rincones Jr. bats fourth in right field. Eduardo Tayit, just 18 years old, bats fifth, does the catching. Otto Kemp, who we talked to in our pregame interview, bats sixth and is at first base. Carson DiMartini, who had himself a very good summer last year after being drafted, bats seventh at DH. Devin Saltaban bats eighth. He'll play second base. And Arun Escobar, another young player on this team, bats ninth. He'll play third base. Once again for the Phillies, it's Crawford, Norrie, Miller, Rincones, Tayit, Kemp, DiMartini, Saltaban, and Escobar. On the mound for the Phillies today, it's Moises Chase, who made one start for the Phillies earlier this spring. And of course, we'll have his numbers here coming up in just a moment. But Chasse, just 21 years old. He's actually a newcomer to the Phillies organization a year ago. He was acquired from the Orioles along with Seth Johnson in the trade that sent Gregory Soto and Sir Anthony Dominguez to the Baltimore Orioles. So that trade about a year ago, and Chasse was very good with Jersey Shore through a couple of starts. Then he was promoted to Double-A Reading, where he also had another strong campaign with the Fightin' Phils. It's been a long plate meeting between Bowman and Brodzinski. The two skippers shake each other's hands and head back to their respective dugouts. So just waiting momentarily, and the Phillies, the home team today, will take the field. Also expect to see a handful of their pitchers today. We'll probably see some other of the position players as well. Those other position players for the Phillies, catchers Jordan Disson and Alario Furibus. In the infield, Keaton Anthony, Brian Rincon, and Devin Saltaban. In the outfield, Hendry Mendez and T.J. Walton are the reserves for the Phillies today. Right about 1:05 right now, just waiting for the Phillies to take the field. Like we said, it's a beautiful afternoon at Baycare Ballpark. Nice crowd on hand, too. Ballpark's probably about 65-70% full. Good amount of fans on the berm as well. And led by Moises Chasse, the Phillies take the field for the second rendition of the spring breakout game. First one that's being played here at Baycare Ballpark in Clearwater. So Moises Chasse is on the mound for the Phillies, and he'll begin his warm-up tosses to Eduardo Tait. And last year, Moises Chasse pitched for 4 different teams, and in total made 23 appearances, 15 of them starts, went 5-4 with a 3.59 ERA. 80 1/3 innings pitched, 57 hits allowed, walked 40, struck out 124. Ranks as the Phillies' number 3 overall prospect in the system. Behind Chasse in the infield, it's Otto Kemp at first, Devin Saltaban at second, Aiden Miller plays short, Arun Escobar is at third. In the outfield, Gabriel Rincones Jr. is in right, Justin Crawford in center, and Dante Nori is in left. Once again, the Pirates 1 through 9 go Sung-Chae Cheng at short, Connor Griffin in center, Sammy Siani in right, Jack Brannigan at third, Omar Alfonso the catcher, Johnny Severino is the DH, Esmerlin Valdez is in left, Mitch Jebb plays second, and Tony Blanco Jr. is ninth and plays first. Our umpires for today's game, minor league umpiring crew today. Casey Jones, the crew chief, has balls and strikes. Denver Dangerfield at first. Chad Patterson is the umpire at second. And Stone Garver rounds out this 4-man crew at third. Moises Chasse finishes his warm-up tosses. Eduardo Tait fires one down. And we are about ready to get underway in this 2025 rendition of the spring breakout game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Once again, my name is Jake Starr. Appreciate you spending your Friday afternoon with us. And we're about ready to roll as Moises Chasse, sporting the Phillies red uniform and white pinstripe pants, gets ready against Sung-Chae Cheng. Then the first pitch of the day is fired home, swung on and missed by Cheng. It's 0-1. 107 is our first pitch time. 77 degrees is our temperature at first pitch. Chasse, the righty, will rock and fire home. And that one's a bit up and in to the left-handed hitting Sung-Chae Cheng. Chasse, 6'1", 213 pounds, just 21 years old, won't turn 22 until June. Righty works quickly, fires the 1-1. Cheng will take it on the outside corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Chasse, a native of Venezuela, began his career in the Orioles system where he signed as an international free agent. And he'll rock and deal the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck out Sung-Chae Cheng. Moises Chasse gets his first strikeout of the day. And that'll bring Connor Griffin, the right-handed bat, to the plate for the Pirates. 92 on that four-seam fastball from Moises Chasse. So Connor Griffin digs in, slightly open stance from the right side. Chassé, the righty, fires home. That's a bit up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. The Phillies in their red uniforms today, white lettering and numbering, white pinstripe pants. Pirates wear their black uniforms with the yellow P on the front, yellow lettering and numbering on the back, gray pants. 1-0. Swung on, popped up by Griffin. Right side in the foul territory. Otto Kemp's over, so is Ty Yeet. Kemp, the first baseman, the call and the catch. On the edge of the warning track, just in front of the Pirates dugout, 2 gone.
Batting third, number 5, Sammy Ciani, right field.
So that'll bring Sammy Ciani to the plate for the Pirates. He'll dig in from the left side. Nice to see Otto Kemp make an early play at first base. Kemp, who we talked to in our pregame interview, is someone who is a bit new to that first base position. First pitch home is swung on and it's crushed down the right field line. It's slicing and it's foul. Ball was hit a long way over that nice Steve Vaca sign just to the right of the right field line. So Sammy Ciani, the left-handed bat, will settle back in. Ciani, a 24-year-old native of Pennsylvania. First pitch to him is taken down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Was a 2019 draft pick. Actually went to Penn Charter, so not too far from Philadelphia. Same high school as Ruben Amaro Jr. Next pitch is at the knees for a called strike, 1-2. 2 outs in the top of the first, still scoreless. Chassé is not allowed a base runner quite yet. He'll step off and grip the rosin bag. So 1-2, 2 outs to Sammy Ciani. Chassé towing the first base side of the rubber. Will fire the 1-2. That's a bit up and away. They'll check the swing. Third base umpire Stone Garver will say he held up. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Sammy Ciani. And Chassé fires, swung on and fouled straight back towards our direction up in the broadcast booth, but caught a piece of the net and shoots back into the field of play. Two and two again to Ciani. Chassé looking for a 1-2-3 first inning. He'll fire. Swung on and a ground ball. It's rolled foul to the right side. Over to scoop it up is the Pirates' first base coach, Calix Crabb. Kieran Mattison is the third base coach. Calix Crabb, who formerly managed in Altoona back in 2023. Still a 2-2 count to Sammy Ciani. And Chassé deals. Swung on and fouled straight back. Chassé had a 13 strikeout game for the Reading Fightin' Phils back in the end of August at Somerset. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Sammy Ciani, the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Couple of strikeouts in a 1-2-3 first inning for Moises Chassé. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We've played a half. Pirates nothing. Phillies coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning. Pirates went down 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning. And we'll take a look one more time at how the Phillies line up on this Friday afternoon. Justin Crawford leads off in center. Dante Nori bats second, plays left field. Aiden Miller is third. He'll play shortstop. Gabriel Rincones Jr. fourth is in right. Eduardo Taip bats fifth. The catcher. Otto Kemp is sixth at first base. Carson DiMartini bats seventh at DH. Devin Saltaban is eighth in second base. And Arun Escobar bats ninth and plays third. Bubba Chandler makes a start for the Pirates today. 26 appearances a year ago. 23 of them starts. 10-7, a 3.08 ERA for the Pirates' top prospect, Bubba Chandler. Get you the Pirates defense here in a moment, but first things first, Justin Crawford digs on in for the Phils. And first pitch to him is taken up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Got Blanco Jr. at first, Jeb at second, Sung-Chae Cheng's at short, Brennington is at third, Siani in right, Griffin in center, Valdez in right, and Alfonso does the catching. Next pitch, Crawford swinging a miss on a fastball upstairs, 1-1. 98 on the fastball from Bubba Chandler. Pitch home. Crawford takes it just south of the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. Crawford split last year between 2 levels in the Phillies system. Started the year out in Jersey Shore, and then right after the All-Star break was promoted to Reading. 2-1 is fouled back by Crawford. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crawford also was selected to the Major League Baseball Futures game a year ago. Him and Aiden Miller both played in the game down in Arlington, Texas. 2-2 the count to the Phillies leadoff guy. Pitch home. On the outside corner, called strike 3. So Justin Crawford goes down on strikes, and that'll bring Dante Nori to the plate for the Phillies. Excellent spot on that pitch from Bubba Chandler. Got the outside corner. Fastball had some run to it too from the Pirates' top prospect, Chandler. So it'll be Nori who digs in from the left-hand, the batter's box. Pitch to him is taken a bit low and away, 1-0. Very lefty-heavy top of the Phillies lineup today. For the first 5 batters are lefties, with Miller the lone exception. He's on deck. Pitch home, and Nori tried to hold up, couldn't. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nori just 20 years old, first round pick of the Phillies. Out of Northville High School in Michigan last year, 1-1. Over for a called strike, it's 1-2. Spent last year with Clearwater after being drafted. Played in just 14 games with the single-A Threshers. Pitch home is slap fouled to the left side, just over the Phillies dugout. It'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. One out, bottom half of the first inning. Chandler deals, and that's swung on in line. It'll go foul off the netting down the left field line. The count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Phillies took Nori 27th overall in last year's draft. The lefty awaits the 1-2 offering from Chandler. That's a bit up and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Originally born in Toronto, Canada, but played his high school ball in Michigan. 2-2 pitch is swung on a line drive towards the middle. Jeb towards the second base bag, fields it, fires on the run the first in time. That's out number 2. So a nice play by Mitch Jeb at second base, and that'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate, who, as you can hear, greeted by nice applause from the faithful here at Baycare Ballpark. So Aiden Miller will dig in from the right side. First pitch to him is bit inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Miller ranks as the number 2 prospect in the Phillies system, trailing just Andrew Painter, and he ranks number 27 in all of Major League Baseball. Miller just 20 years old. Pitch to him. Takes it down. 2 balls, no strikes. Phillies first round pick in 2023 out of Mitchell High School. Not too far from here, actually. Miller, a native of Dunedin, Florida. About 15 to 20 minutes up the road from Clearwater. 2 ball, no strike count to Miller. Pitch home. That gets the inside corner for a called strike. It's 2-1. Miller, 102 games last year between Clearwater, Jersey Shore, and eventually Reading. Next pitch is swung on and dribbled up the first base line. Chandler gets to it, fields it, and he's able to apply the tag on Miller, who was trying to evade it, but not successful. So 1 unassisted goes the put out. No runs in the inning for the Phillies, no hits, nobody left on base. We played 1 full. On to the second, still scoreless between the Phillies and Pirates. Top half of the second inning, still scoreless. Neither team has had a base runner quite yet today. And in this top half of the second inning, brings in a new pitcher for the Phillies. That's right-handed arm Gene Cabrera, 23-year-old out of Venezuela. 6 foot, 160-pounder. Signed by the Phillies as an international free agent in 2019. Cabrera last year split his time between Jersey Shore and Reading. In total, made 20 appearances, 19 starts, went 6-5 with a 3.80 ERA. Struck at 110 over 106 and 2/3 innings pitched. Walked just 33, and opponents hit 240 against the righty Cabrera. So we'll get 4, 5, 6 of the Pirates lineup, starting with Jack Bronigan, who digs on in from the right side. And Cabrera's first offering a swung on and a 3-hopper towards short. Miller charges towards his right, fields it, fires on the run the first in time for out number 1.
Batting fifth, number 91, Omar Alfonso, catcher.
That'll bring the left-handed hitting catcher Omar Alfonso to the plate for the Pirates. Cabrera, who was added to the Phillies 40-man roster at the conclusion of last season to protect him from the Rule 5 draft. First pitch to Alfonso was taken for a strike. It's 0-1. We're going to see a lot of pitchers today for the Phillies. 14 in total on the roster. Next pitch misses down. It's 1-1. Of course, those 14 include Andrew Painter and Mick Abel, both of whom are not active for today's game. Next pitch is swung on and foul tipped. It's 1-2. Alfonso, a 21-year-old. His dad, Eliezer, played in the big leagues for 5 years. Next pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Was a non-roster invitee to Pirates camp. 2-2 to him. Swung on. Ground ball towards the middle. Satsaban, the second baseman, gets to it and fires the first in time. So Two quick outs for Gene Cabrera, both on ground balls, and that'll bring Johnny Severino to the plate for the Pirates. Cabrera made 14 starts with Jersey Shore last year before he was promoted to Reading on July the 9th, where he made 6 appearances with the Fightin' Phils. Working against the DH Severino from the right side. First pitch, way out in front of it. It's fouled, 0-1. Severino broke his bat on that one too, so he'll exchange for a new one. Still 0-0, top half of the second inning. 2 gone in the frame. And the 0-1 home. That one hits Severino square in the back. It's like a fastball that Cabrera just lost arm side, so first base runner of the game comes via hit by pitch. So Severino taking a couple of extra seconds. 96 on that sinker from Gene Cabrera. Got Severino square on the numbers on his back. So that'll bring Esmerlin Valdez to the plate for the Pirates. Still 2 gone, top half of the second inning. Cabrera moves into the stretch for the first time. Pitch home. Bid up, 1 ball and no strikes. Cabrera was named the Phillies Paul Owens Award winner after the 2021 season at just 19 years old. 1-0. That one almost gets a piece of Valdez, or it does, says home plate umpire Casey Jones. So back-to-back hit by pitches from Gene Cabrera. Puts men on first and second with 2 outs for Mitch Jebb. Not look like we're going to get any mound visits here from the pitching coach. So Mitch Jebb will dig in from the left side. Still 2 outs in the top of the second, but the Pirates are threatening now. And Cabrera deals. This is a bit up. 1 ball and no strikes to Jebb. Mitch Jebb played his college ball at Michigan State. Second round pick of the Pirates in 2023. 1-0 is bit down. 2 balls and no strikes. So Cabrera struggling a little bit with command here in the second inning. He's got runners on first and second, 2 outs in the frame. Still scoreless. Pitch home is swung on and popped up. High and foul, out of play. Off to the left side. Nice catch made by a fan on that side too. Mitch Jebb ranks the Pirates 13th overall prospect. Digs in from the left side. 2-1 pitch is swung on and a ground ball towards second. Saltaban a couple of steps towards his right, gobbles it up and fires the first in time. And that'll retire the side in the second. No runs, no hits. Couple of men left for the Pirates via hit by pitch. We're through 1.5. We will head to the home half of the second. Still scoreless between the Phillies and Pirates. Still scoreless as we move to the bottom half of the second inning in this 2025 rendition of the spring breakout game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bubba Chandler is back out for his second inning of work. And he'll get 4, 5, 6 of the Phillies lineup, starting with Gabriel Rincones Jr., who I think a lot of Phillies fans have started to learn the name of in this spring training so far. Rincones digs in from the left side, working against Bubba Chandler. First pitch home is over for a strike. It's 0-1. Rincones, 24 years old, ranked the Phillies number 8 overall prospect. Has hit 3 home runs already this spring. A couple of them absolutely crushed. And next pitch to Rincones he takes. It's 0-2. Rincones will step out and ask for time. Third round pick of the Phillies in 2022 out of Florida Atlantic. 0-2 is down, skips away from the catcher Alfonso. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ready Chandler works in the windup, fires home. And that's a bit up to Rincones, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rincones limited to just 59 games last year with AA Reading. They're spending much of the season on the injured list. 2-2, up and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So after starting out 0-2, Rincones has worked back to a full count. And Chandler fires. And Rincones takes it outside corner. And that's a called strike 3. Rincones shaking his head as he walks back to the dugout. Don't think he loved that call from home plate umpire Casey James. But nonetheless, second strikeout today for Bubba Chandler. And that'll bring the catcher Eduardo Tait to the plate. Tait digs in from the left side. First pitch to him is a ball, 1-0. Tait just 18 years old. He's the Phillies' third-ranked prospect, number 92 in all of baseball, according to Baseball America. Pitch to him. Big cut and a miss from Tait. It's 1-1. Phillies signed Tait at the beginning of 2023 as an international free agent out of Panama. 1-1 is fouled straight back. It's 1-2. Of course, another notable catcher from Panama was Carlos Ruiz. Tait's listed at 175 pounds. You get close to him, it looks like he might be a little bigger than that. He certainly has a lot of muscle, Tait does, and people talk about the power with him. 1-2, swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Scooped by Alfonso, he'll tag Tait. So the Phil's catcher goes down on strikes. Third punch out of the day for Bubba Chandler, and that'll bring Otto Kemp to the plate. So Otto Kemp digs in from the right side for the Phils. 2 outs in the bottom half of the second. Still a scoreless ball game. First pitch to Kemp is taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Kemp ultimately split last year between 4 levels in the Phillies system, spending the majority of his time with Jersey Shore and Reading. 0-1. That one's down. 1 ball, 1 strike to Otto Kemp. Named the Phillies minor league hitter of the month for May of last year, where he had .337 and had 13 runs driven in with high A Jersey Shore at the time. 1-1 is taken for a strike. It's 1-2. Kemp will step out and ask for time. He'll dig back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to him, 2 outs. Bubba Chandler, a long look in. Pitch clock begins to trickle down. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. Kemp behind a fastball from Bubba Chandler. He gets his 4th strikeout and ultimately strikes out the side in the second. Phillies go down in order. We played 2. Still scoreless from Baycare Ballpark. Top of the 3rd up next. Top half of the 3rd inning, still scoreless between the Phillies and Pirates. 9-1-2 due up for Pittsburgh as Gene Cabrera is back out for his 2nd full inning of work. Cabrera pitched the 2nd, worked around a couple of hit-by pitches with 3 ground outs sandwiched between those, and ultimately kept the Pirates off the board. Once again, I'm Jake Starr. Thanks for joining myself today, whether it be on the Fightin' Phil's website, Phillies.com, or the MLB app. Appreciate you spending your Friday with us and catching this 2025 rendition of the Spring Breakout game. Tony Blanco Jr. leads off for the Pirates and swings the first pitch. Ground ball towards the hole at 3rd. Escobar was in and out of his glove. Then the third baseman able to recover and fire to first, still in time, and retires Blanco. 1 out in the inning.
Shortstop, Sung Chae Chang.
So that'll flip the lineup card over to Sung Chae Chang. 0 for 1 today, struck out back in the 1st. And first pitch home is a bit up above the belt. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch home. Bit down, 2-0 to Chang. Was a good start for Moises Chausse. Went just 1 inning. No runs, no hits. Did not walk anyone. And picked up a couple of swinging strikeouts. Pitch home. Bit up, trying to check his swing, which Chang, he was able to, and it's 3-0. Chang, a left-handed bat, pitch to him, is over for a called strike. It's 3-1. Swung on and tap foul towards first base. 3-2. Chang, 23 years old, native of Taiwan. International free agent signing by the Pirates in 2019. 3-2 is taken outside. That's ball 4.
Center fielder, Connor Griffin.
That'll bring Connor Griffin to the plate for the Pirates. Bats of a man on first and 1 out here in the 3rd. No bullpen action for the Phillies. Pirates do have a lefty going in their bullpen. This looks like Bubba Chandler's day might be done. Pitch to Griffin, swung on and tapped foul. It's 0-1. Lefty Anthony Solomato is up and throwing in Pittsburgh's pen. Bullpens here at Baycare Ballpark, located in left field, just beyond the home run wall. Oh, 1. Swung on, ground ball. Cabrera fields his position well, throws the second, and the throw's wide. Devin Saltzabon cannot hold the bag, so everybody is going to be safe on what will be a throwing error on Gene Cabrera. So Chang up the second, Connor Griffin aboard on what's an E1. And that'll bring Sammy Ciani to the plate for the Pirates. So it's Griffin on first, Chang on second, 1 out in the top half of the 3rd inning. Still a scoreless ball game between Phillies and Pirates. Pitch home is down 1-0. Pitcher goes down as a fielder's choice for Griffin to reach. And Chang advances to second on an E1. That's where we stand. 1-0 the count to Sammy Ciani. Pitch home is swung on and popped into foul territory. Third base side. Escobar, the third baseman, gives it a look, and it lands out of play foul. Count goes to 1-1. Ciani, the lefty, struck out his first time up in the first. Next pitch, swung on, right back to Cabrera again. Thought about second for a moment, but goes the easy way, underhand the first. So Ciani is retired. 1-3 goes the putout. Chang goes up to third, and Griffin to second. And with 2 outs, that brings Jack Brannigan to the plate for the Pirates. So Brannigan digs in, 2 outs, but a chance to drive in a couple of runs for the Pirates. Still a scoreless ball game. Pitch home is taken on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Brannigan was the first batter that Cabrera faced in the second. Got him to ground out the shortstop, Aiden Miller. Pitch home. Swung on and tapped foul. It's 0-2. Infield, pretty straight up. Right side's a little shaded towards the second base bag. Otto Kemp plays about a third of the way down the line between first and second. Deep in the hole at first. 0-2 the count, pitch home. On the inside corner, called strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Gene Cabrera comes at a big time. All in all in the inning, no runs, no hits. 2 left, 1 error. And we're through 2.5. On to the bottom half of the 3rd, still scoreless. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, still a scoreless ball game. Phillies yet to record a hit so far today, and they will get a new pitcher in for the Pirates. Anthony Solomato is in for Pittsburgh. Solomato, a 22 years old, who actually grew up a Philadelphia sports fan. Grew up a big Eagles fan and was actually at the Eagles game against Washington in the NFC Championship game this year. So Solomito, 22 years old, from Voorhees. And he'll get the bottom third of the Phillies lineup, starting with Carson DeMartini. First pitch to the lefty, DeMartini, is just outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Solomito spent most of his time in Altoona last year, 20 appearances. Was injured some, made a couple of starts in Bradenton, also made one with the Complex League Pirates. 1-0 is over for a called strike. It's 1-1. In total, in 23 appearances, 20 starts, went 1-8 with a 5.37 ERA. 1-1 is inside and hits DeMartini. He's shaking out that left wrist. Hunched over now, and he's going to get looked at by the athletic training staff. Greg Brodzinski, serving as the Phillies manager today, also taking a look at him. Still taking a look at DeMartini just behind home plate. Alfonso out to talk of his pitcher, Solomito. It is the Phillies' first base runner of the day, and we'll see if DeMartini is going to stay in. It looks like he will. So good to see that from Carson DeMartini, the Virginia Tech alum, who was a fourth-round pick of the Phillies in 2024. So that'll bring Devin Saltaban to the plate for the Phils. Puts Anthony Solomito in the stretch for the first time. And runner goes. First pitch is a ball, and then retreating back to the bag is DeMartini. He's in safe as a throw from Alfonso to Blanco Jr., the first baseman, is late. So 1 ball, no strikes to count to Devin Saltaban. Pitch-o, swung on and fouled back. It's 1-1. Strong year last year for Saltaban, and the Florida State League All-Star a year ago after spending the entire campaign with the Threshers in Single A. Solomito checks the runner, DeMartini. Pitch home is just a bit down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Solomito, the tall lefty, fires the first, and a bit late. DeMartini leading off the bag. Solomito listed at 6'3", 205 pounds, but just a very tall and lanky build for the lefty. Has a bit of a herky-jerky motion on the mound. Pitch home, and Saltaban cuts it in and fouls it back. It goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Solomito went to Bishop Eustis High School in South Jersey. Same high school as current Phillies pitcher Tyler Phillips. Also Zach Gallen on the Arizona Diamondbacks. 2-2 is swung on and hit well by Saltaban. Out towards left center field. Valdez is back. It's over his head and up the wall, up the alley. Towards third goes DeMartini. Had a stop sign he ran right through, and the throw to the plate is late. And it's an RBI double for Devin Saltaban. And the Phillies strike first. It's 1-0. Saltaban, the Phillies' number 10 ranked prospect. Crushed that one towards the cutout in left center field. And like we said, Sean Williams, the third base coach for the Phillies, had the stop sign up. DeMartini went right through it. And that makes it 1-0. Here comes Arun Escobar. So Escobar digs in from the right side. First pitch bit up and away. It's 1-0. With Clearwater last year, Saltzman had 17 home runs, 13 doubles, 31 extra base hits in total. So he saw some of that pop right there. Pitch to Escobar nearly hits him. Goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Escobar spent last year with the Florida Complex League Phillies, where he led everyone on the team in average, on base percentage, and OPS. Now we're going to get a mound visit for the Pirates here. Pittsburgh brought 2 pitching coaches today, Josh Hopper and Amari Telemaco. Full infield also in on the mound visit for Pittsburgh as well. Escobar, the 9-man in the Phillies lineup. Plate umpire Casey James is now out to try and break up this mound visit, and he does. So 2 balls, no strikes to count to Arun Escobar. Still no outs, bottom of the 3rd. Phillies on top 1-0. Salamito checks Saltaban at second, fires home, and that one's swung on, and that one's cranked. Down the left field line, it is fair, and then one hops the wall. Rounding third, Saltaban will score. Escobar in the second. Back-to-back doubles for the Phillies, and it's 2-0. The young guys at the bottom of the lineup for the Phils are doing some damage here against Salamito. And that'll bring Justin Crawford to the plate for the Phils. See if the prospects at the top now can do some work. Justin Crawford 0 for 1 today for the Phillies. His team's on top 2-0. Escobar leads off second. Pitch home is over for a strike. It's 0-1. Last year with the Complex League Phillies, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs for Escobar. We saw some of that pop right there. So Crawford in from the left side. No balls, 1 strike to count to him. Pitch home is swung on. That's chopped towards third. Brannigan has to wait back on it. Throw to first, and the speedy Crawford is safe. Nothing Brannigan at third could have done about that. Ball was hit off the ground, chopped a mile high, and Crawford, we know he can run fast. He beats it out. Escobar does go to third on the throw, so it's an infield hit for Justin Crawford, and that'll bring Dante Norrie to the plate for the Phillies, who are looking for a big 3rd inning. Of course, everyone talks about the speed of Justin Crawford. That was on full display right there. So man on the corners, no outs for Norrie. He takes the first for a ball. It's 1-0. One ball, no strikes to count to Dante Norrie. 20-year-old first-round pick of the Phillies a year ago. Kind of throw back over towards first. Crawford in safely. Let's see what the Phillies try to do here with Justin Crawford. Man on the corners, no outs. See if they put him in motion. Crawford stole 42 bags and 51 attempts a year ago. Has 99 stolen bases in his professional career, and there he goes. Pitch home is a ball, and it's in and out of the mitt of Alfonso. So Crawford has second base stolen easily. And there's that speed of Crawford on full display right now. He chops one and he beats it out, and then Alfonso trying to get the ball out quickly, knowing how fast Crawford is, bobbles it. And now the Phillies have men on second and third. Still no outs in the inning. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Dante Norrie. Pitch home. That's up, 3 balls and no strikes. Just 14 games last year with Clearwater for Norrie. Drove in 9. Hit 240 overall. Pitch home is on the outside corner for a strike. It's 3-1. Next pitch is down ball 4. So first walk issued by Solometo, but first there was a challenge, and it is a strike. So the Pirates challenge Alfonso, and for the first time today we see the ABS in effect, automatic ball strikes. So Dante Nori will return to the batter's box. So now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Automatic ball strikes being incorporated in spring training this year. The MLB will kind of decide from there what they'll do in terms of the regular season. So full count to Dante Nori, pitch home. Swung on and fouled straight down. And the count stays full. So Nori came to the Phillies right out of high school. Was committed to play college baseball at Mississippi State. Opted to sign with the Phillies after the draft. 3-2 again, swing and a miss, and Dante Nori goes down on strikes. So first out recorded for a strikeout for Anthony Solomito, and that'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate for the Phillies. We're going to get a mound visit here. 20 pitches for Solomito, and we'll see if that's going to be it for him today, and it appears it will be. There's a new pitcher coming in for the Pirates. So with that, we will step away. We'll have the new arm for the Pirates coming up right after this. So Anthony Solomito's day is done, and that brings Nick Domkowski in for Pittsburgh. Domkowski, who split last year between AA Altoona and AAA Indianapolis, went 6-6, 3.64 ERA. Made 30 appearances at 12 starts, 81 2/3 innings pitched, walked 40, struck out 71. And he inherits some trouble here for Pittsburgh. Runners on second and third for the Phillies. Just one out, bottom half of the third. 2 runs across in the inning for the Phils. And Aiden Miller is the batter. So Anthony Solomito just gets 1 out. 3 hits allowed, no walks and a strikeout. Can't close the line on him quite yet. Still responsible for the men on second and third. So the righty Miller digs in for the Phils. First pitch to him is up for a ball. It's 1-0. Miller 0 for 1 in today's ball game. Grounded back out to the pitcher his first time up. Pitch home is swung on and it's popped up. Mile high, shallow left. Valdez tracks in. Escobar is back to the bag, but too shallow for him to tag as the catch is made. And that'll be out number 2. Infield was up for the Pirates, but Miller does fly out the left, and that'll bring Gabriel Rincones Jr. to the plate for the Phillies. Phillies do have action in their bullpen. Alex McFarland, the righty, is up and throwing, so looks like he might get the top half of the 4th inning. So 2 outs for Rincones, 2nd and 3rd of the runners. Pitch home is swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. 2-0 Phillies on top of the Pirates in this spring breakout game. Rincones 0 for 1 today. Struck out looking back in the 2nd. Pitch to him. That's up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford leads off 2nd. Escobar gets the lead off 3rd. And Nick Domkowski, the lefty, fires, and it's been outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Domkowski, a 26-year-old pitcher from West Springfield, Massachusetts. Played his college ball at the University of Hartford. And he's down to the count, 2 balls and 1 strike against Rincones. Pitch home is swung on, hit in the air well, straightaway center field. Griffin goes back, and he will get to the spot on the track and hits the wall as he makes the catch. And that will retire the side in the 3rd. Well, Gabriel Rincones gave it a ride, but just not quite enough. And that will retire the side in the 3rd. So all in all, Phillies get 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men ultimately left on base. We played 3 from Baycare Ballpark. Phillies on top, 2-0. Third pitch of the day in for the Phillies is Alex McFarland. Inherit a 2-0 lead in the top half of the 4th inning. 23-year-old from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. 4th round pick out of Miami by the Phillies back in 2022. This year will be his first action since 2023. Missed all of last year, recovering from right elbow surgery that he got at the end of the 2023 season. And it'll be 5-6-7 due up for the Pirates. Omar Alfonso leads things off for them as McFarland comes set at the belt against Alfonso. Pitch home is down, 1 ball, no strikes. So Gene Cabrera today went 2 innings, no runs, no hits. Walked 1, struck out 1. Also hit a couple of batters, but ultimately kept a 0 on the scoreboard. Next pitch is swung on and a ground ball towards short. Miller backhands it, throws on the run. It's in plenty of time. Very impressive play by Philly shortstop Aiden Miller for the first out of the inning.
Designated hitter, Johnny Severino.
So that'll bring Johnny Severino to the plate for the Pirates. And I know there's been a lot of talks about Aiden Miller and kind of where does he project long term. There's been people that have talked about third base, but every time you ask Miller, he says, hey, I'm a shortstop. I want to be at short. First pitch is strike Severino. So, you know, as Miller progresses through the organization, we'll see where he eventually ends up. But for right now, I think Miller and the Phillies have every intention on keeping him there at short. 0-1 is fanned on and fouled, 0-2. Foul ball got a piece of the catcher, Eduardo Tayit. So home plate umpire Casey James will walk one out to the pitcher, Alex McFarland. In 2023 with Clearwater, McFarland went 0-4 with a 5.72 ERA. Made 16 starts. Put up good strikeout numbers, 69 over 50 and 1/3 innings pitched. Oh, 2. Swung on in. Tap foul by Severino. Count stays 0-2. Now, McFarland still, widely unknown in the Phillies organization. Has thrown just 58 and 1/3 innings in his career. 0-2 is check swing. Won't matter. It's a called strike 3. Ball was dropped by Tait, so he applies the tag to Severino. First strikeout of the day for McFarland. 4th for Phillies pitching. Nice fastball with some run back towards the plate from McFarland. And that'll bring Esmerlin Valdez to the plate for the Pirates. 2 gone, top of the 4th. 2-0, Phillies on top. In from the right side is Valdez. First pitch home is a bit down and in, 1-0. Valdez was hit by a pitch in his only at-bat today in the second. One-0 pitch is swung on and chopped towards third. 2 outs for Escobar, who waits back on it. He'll fire across. It's high and not in time. That's going to actually be a base hit for Valdez as he beat out the throw. Once again, really not much Escobar could do on that one. Was a high chop, similar to the Crawford one a couple of innings back, where he just had to sit back on it. You always say attack the baseball. You can't attack a baseball that's 30 feet in the air. So, 2-out base runner for the Pirates. Their first hit of the day, too. And Mitch Jebb is the batter. First pitch to Jebb is swung on and fouled straight back off the netting. It's 0-1. Jebb 0 for 1 in today's game. He grounded out to second to end the second inning. His only time up today. Runner goes, pitch home, swing and a miss. Tait's throw to second is in time. Aidan Miller holds the bag and holds the tag. And Eduardo Tait showing why the Phillies are so high on the catcher, who's just 18 years old. So that'll end the top half of the 4th inning. No runs for the Pirates, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll head to the home half of the 4th. 2-0, Phillies on top. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Phillies still on top of the Pirates, 2-0. Be 5, 6, 7 due up for the Phils, starting with Eduardo Tait. Anthony Salamito is back on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates after he was pulled after just a third of an inning. Nick Domkowski came in and threw 2/3 clean innings. So Salamito, you can't close his line quite yet because he is back in the game. Something we do see quite often in spring training. If a pitcher gets into a bit of a messy inning, they'll pull them, and then they'll re-enter them so they can at least hit their pitch count. So Eduardo Tait, the batter. First pitch to him is at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. Those just tuning in, 2-0, Phillies on top. My name is Jake Starr. Appreciate you joining us for this Phillies spring breakout game. Next pitch is down for a ball. It's 1-1. Eduardo Tayit is 0 for 1 in today's ball game. Struck out swinging back in the second inning. Pitch home is swung on and fouled straight back from Tayit. There's a lot of people in the Phillies organization that are very high on this kid, Tayit. He's just 18 years old, signed with the Phillies prior to the 2023 season. And he's flashed a ton of tools. He's flashed the power, and we saw him flash some defense. Fired an absolute strike of a throw to second base to catch Valdez stealing to end the top half of this inning. One-two is down. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tayit. Phillies have action in their bullpen. Looks like we might see a new arm in the top half of the 5th inning after Alex McFarland looked strong in his outing today. Pitch home, and Tayit swings, knuckles one down the left field line, shallow. In is Valdez, out is Chang, and it drops between both of them in foul territory. So it'll remain 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Eduardo Tayit. Tayit split last year between the Complex League and Clearwater. In total, hit .302 over 79 games, launched 11 home runs, 73 RBI. Also hit 18 doubles. OPS of 842 for the Phillies' 3rd-ranked prospect. The pitch to him is swung on and popped up. Towards shallow left, Flanagan, the third baseman, is out, and he'll make the catch, drifting towards the line for out number 1. So Solomito wins that battle against Eduardo Tayit, and now that'll bring Otto Kemp to the plate for the Phillies. Otto Kemp's 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging his first time up, and the first pitch to him is up and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Kemp, who was our guest on our pregame show today, talked about his versatility, his kind of quick rise through the prospect rankings, and kind of the new expectations that come with that. 1-0 is swung on a miss. Kemp out in front of a off-speed pitch from Solomito. It's 1-1. Pitch home is swung on and popped up. It'll go out of play foul. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kemp between 4 levels last year hit .285, 16 home runs, 66 runs driven in with a right-handed bat out of California. Pitch home is swung on a miss by Otto Kemp. He goes down on strikes for the 2nd time. And it's the 2nd strikeout for Anthony Solomito. And that'll bring Carson DeMartini to the plate for the Phils. So DeMartini settles in with 2 outs here in the inning. First pitch from Solomito, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Solomito already looking a lot better than he did in the 3rd inning when he was eventually taken out of the ball game. Pitch home, swing and a miss from DeMartini. It's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to count. 2-0 Phillies on top, bottom half of the 4th inning. And Anthony Solomito, the lefty, comes set from the third base side of the rubber. Fires home. And DeMartini takes it low and away for a ball. It's 1-2. Phillies took DeMartini in the 4th round of last year's draft out of Virginia Tech. Spent time with Clearwater after signing with the Phils. And the pitch home is bit low and away 2-2, but we're going to get a catcher challenge from Alfonso. So we'll take a look at the video board here and see what the call is. And it is a strike. So that is strike 3 from Anthony Solomito. So the Pirates are 2 for 2 in ball strike challenges today, and that will end the bottom half of the 4th inning. Phillies go down in order. They're still on top 2-0 as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. We go to the top half of the 5th inning from Baycare Ballpark in this 2025 spring breakout game. Phillies remain on top 2-0, and it's the 4th pitcher of the day in for the Phillies. It's Mavis Graves. Graves, the left-handed arm, big guy, 6'6", 205, just 21 years old, out of Greenville, South Carolina. Phillies took him out of high school in the 6th round in 2022. Strong 2024 season for Graves with single-A Clearwater. 7-6 of a 3.64 ERA. Over 18 appearances, 16 starts, struck out 117 over 84 innings pitched. And he'll get 8, 9, and 1 of the Pittsburgh lineup, starting with Mitch Jebb. And the first pitch from the lefty to the lefty, Jebb, is taken down for a ball. It's 1-0. Graves struck out 12.5 batters per 9 last year. Pitch home is swung on and dribbled foul down the right side. It's 1-1. So Alex McFarland ends up going an inning, 1 hit, no runs, none earned, a walk, and 1 strikeout. Only runner to reach was eventually caught stealing thanks to Eduardo Tayit behind home plate. Pitch home is down. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike to Mitch Jebb. Lefty Graves fires home and misses in again, 3-1. Mitch Jebb today 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. And the 3-1 gets over for a called strike. It's 3-2. Outside of the infield, shaded towards the middle against the lefty Jebb, who steps out and gets time. Jebb's got some speed, 43 steals last year, 7 triples. That led all Pirates minor leaguers. The 3-2 is a breaking pitch that misses a bit up. So Mitch Jebb works a leadoff walk, and that'll bring Tony Blanco Jr. to the plate for the Pirates. So Blanco Jr. digs in from the right side against Mavis Graves. 0 for 1 in today's ball game. First pitch home is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Of course, like we talked about with Jebb, 43 steals a year ago. So Graves, the lefty, got to keep an eye on him. Pitch home. Jebb stays put, but the pitch hits Blanco. So another hit by pitch by Phillies pitching. The third overall today. And it's back-to-back base runners to start the inning for the Pirates. And that'll flip the lineup card over to Sung-Jae Chang. So Graves was drafted by the Phillies in 22. Didn't play in any games that year. Made 11 starts in the Complex League Phillies in 2023. And as we talked about, made 18 appearances of Clearwater last year. Chang squares the bunt, gets it down, and it'll roll foul, where Escobar, the third baseman, charges and scoops it up. Third time up today for Sung-Jae Chang. He struck out in the first, walked in the third. Pirates with a good chance to try and scratch across a run or two here. Still 2-0 Phillies in the fifth. 0-1, Jeb takes off. Pitch is a ball, and the ball pops in and out of the mitt of Taillid. So Jeb gets third on a stolen base. Blanco was not stealing. So Blanco reaches second on what's going to be an error on Eduardo Taillid. So now all of a sudden the Pirates are in business here. Infield up for the Phillies. 1-1 the count. Sung-Jae Chang, still no outs in the frame. Pitch home is outside for a ball. It's 2-1. Pitch home. It's the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chang. With Altoona last year, 54 runs driven in for him. Pitch home, swung on, ground ball. Kemp dives and it sneaks under his glove into right field, base hit. Jeb scores. Held up at third is Blanco Jr. So it'll be an RBI single for Sung-Jae Chang. That'll make it a 2-1 ball game with the Phillies still on top. And Connor Griffin's the batter now for the Pirates. Connor Griffin, just 18 years old, first-round pick by the Pirates last year. Man on the corners here, still no outs. First pitch to Griffin is taken up. It's 1-0. Griffin, who's from Mississippi, awaits the next pitch, and he swings and he pops it up. Foul territory, first base side. Otto Kemp, the first baseman, gives it a look, but it'll be about 6 rows deep in the seats. And that's strike number 1 to make it a 1-1 count. So Mavis Graves trying to dance out of a little bit of trouble here. Infield's back for the Phils, so they'll turn 2 if it means a run scores. Pitch home is down the Griffin. It's 2-1. Griffin did not play in any games last year after being drafted by the Pirates. Did originally commit to play at LSU before opting to sign with Pittsburgh. And Graves will throw over to first, try to keep Sung-Jae Chang close. Two balls, 1 strike to count. Pitch home. Swung on, broken back, ground ball third. Escobar fields it, charging, fires home. Taillid applies the tag, and it's in time, and Blanco is out. So Chang does advance to second. Griffin's aboard on what will be a 5-2 fielder's choice. But a very heads-up play by Arun Escobar at third, as Blanco Jr. was running on contact with the infield back, but pretty much a perfect situation for the Phillies right there. So now there's 1 out in the inning. Men on first and second for Sammy Siani. Phillies still on top 2-1 in this 5th inning. Siani 0 for 2 today. Mavis Graves, I'm sure, would love a ground ball here, maybe towards one of the middle infielders. First pitch home is swung on and grounded foul. The ball is 1 strike as Pirates first base coach Calix Crabb scoops it up. Had a chance to work with Calix a little bit when Altoona came to Reading in 2023. Fantastic human being. I know the people over in Altoona and the Pirates organization speak very highly of him. And the pitch from Graves bounces over the head of Taid. So both runners will advance on a wild pitch. I know there's a lot of people in the Pirates system that are very high of Calix Crabb. Crabb, a young guy too, 42, had a brief big league stint with the Padres in 2008. Nonetheless now, runners on second and third, 1 out. Infield comes up for the Phillies. Pitch home is swung on, ground ball to second. Saltaban fields it, checks the runner back to third, and the throw to first in time. So Siani retired. 4-3 goes to put out, second out of the inning. That'll bring Jack Bronigan to the plate. So the infield defense from the Phillies in this inning with runners on third has been terrific. And look, you know those are things that they rep on those backfields every single day. They're things that they rep during the season all the time. As the first pitch to Bronigan is swung on and fouled back, it's 0-1. For, you know, situations that only happen every so often. But for these young guys on this Phil's team to be converting the way they are with high pressure situations, that's good to see. Here's the pitch. And that's up for a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Phillies manager Rob Thompson said he would have a chance to watch a little bit of the game today. I believe the Phillies are leaving around 2:45 today to head to Tampa. Game tonight against the Yankees. Next pitch over for a strike, so it's 1-2 now to Jack Bronigan. So Mavis Graves trying to limit it to just the 1 run of damage here in the 5th. Phillies on top, 2-1, 2 outs. 1-2 the count, Branigan. Pitch home is up. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners get their leads off second and third. Graves kicks and deals. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Struck him out. First strikeout for Mavis Graves. It comes to Branigan, and it comes at a very opportune time. So in the inning for the Pirates, they do get a run. They did it on 1 hit. There was an error, and ultimately the Pirates leave 2 men on base. So we will head to the home half of the 5th, halfway through from Baycare Ballpark. Phillies on top. It's 2-1. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Phillies still on top. It's 2-1. New pitcher in for the Pirates is Hunter Barco. Also a new first baseman in for the Pirates. Get you that name here in a moment. But Devin Saltabon leads off for the Phillies. First pitch is over for a called strike. It's 0-1. So 0-1 the count to Devin Saltabon. Pitch from Barco is fouled back. It's 0-2. So Exil Class is in at first base now for the Pirates. He replaces Tony Blanco Jr. And Holbat ninth for Blanco Jr. Pitched, Saltabon misses down. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So getting to the point of the game where we might start to see some subs. Very similarly to spring training games, of course. 1-2 home. Saltabon takes it a bit out, 2-2. Barco spent most of last year with High A Greensboro. Made 16 appearances. Did make 2 starts with Altoona. Pitch to Saltabon's in tight, 3-2. In total, went 4-2 at 3.27 ERA. 66 innings pitched, struck out 83 batters. Facing 8-9-1 of the Phils lineup here in the 5th. Phillies on top, 2-1. Pitch home. Saltabon, a line drive, and it's snared in midair by the pitcher Barco. Robbed Devin Saltabon of what would have been a base hit. But a very impressive cat-like reflex play from Hunter Barco. That'll bring Aruna Escobar to the plate for the Phils. And the first pitch to Escobar is just outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Escobar doubled his last time up in the 3rd. Next pitch over is a strike. RBI double for Escobar it was. 1-1 the count. So 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Phillies on top 2-1, looking for some more. And the pitch home is swung on, in on the hands of Escobar, and it's popped up towards shallow left. In is Valdez, the left fielder, towards the line, makes the catch. And that is out number 2.
Center fielder Justin Crawford.
So in total, Anthony Solomito today goes an inning and a 3rd. 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 3 strikeouts. And Nick Dumkowski, who followed him in the 3rd and then was replaced by Solomito again in the 4th. 2/3 of an inning, zeros the rest of the way. So there's Justin Crawford in from the left side. And the pitch home is at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Justin Crawford 1 for 2 today. Had an infield single and stole a base back in the 3rd. 0-1 home is down. 1 ball, 1 strike to Crawford. Barco looks in, gets the sign, pitch home. Crawford swings and he hits it towards the left center field gap. Valdez and Griffin both go back. Turn, and it's off the top of the wall. Crawford jets towards 2nd. Now he's making a turn towards 3rd as the ball was bobbled and left by Valdez. And Crawford gets in standing up, and it's a 2-out triple for Justin Crawford. How about that opposite field pop from the Phillies' number 4 prospect?
The fielder, Dante Nori.
The pitch out over the plate. Crawford drives it the other way, hit it right off the facing of the wall. And let's see here, Valdez just had some trouble controlling it. Crawford takes advantage of that and eventually gets into 3rd with a triple. So now it'll be Dante Nori up for the Phils. 2 outs and an RBI chance. Pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Crawford, 4 triples last year, 13 total in his professional career. And of course gets another one right there. 0-1 is down. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nori. Crawford, Phillies first round pick in 22. Miller, who's on deck, was the Phillies first round pick in 23. Nori, the batter, was their first round pick in 24. Lots of talent at the top of the Phils lineup today. And Norrie tried to check his swing but couldn't. Count goes 1-2. In total, each of the Phillies' last 5 first-round picks are on this roster. 2020, Mick Abel. 2021, Andrew Painter. 22, Crawford. 23, Miller. 24, Dante Norrie. Notably, all 5 of those have been drafted with Brian Barber at the helm of amateur scouting for the Phillies. Barber, along with people like Preston Mattingly, Luke Morton, Edwin Soto, have done a great job rebuilding this Phillies farm system. 1-2 is fouled back by Norrie. That's another thing Rob Thompson said last night, was that from the time he's gotten here until now, the farm system has really grown a lot. And I think a lot of credit goes to that crew who's kind of running the helm on the player development side. One, 2. Norrie, good eye, takes it down. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, bottom half of the 5th inning. Phillies on top. It's 2-1. Justin Crawford leads off third. No one holding him on. Pitch home. Norrie swings and he shoots it foul off the netting above the Phillies dugout on the third base side. Two the count, 2 outs to Dante Norrie, looking for an RBI here. Had 9 with Clearwater last year. And he swings and he chops one foul towards the first base side. The count will stay 2-2. Count stays 2-2 to Norrie. Phillies number 9th ranked prospect. Looking for an RBI here with Justin Crawford standing on third. Pitch home is down, gets away from the catcher Alfonso. Crawford comes home, and he'll be in standing up. It's going to be a wild pitch on Barco, scoring Crawford, and that now makes it 3-1 with the Phillies on top. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. The count to Dante Norrie. And the pitch home. Norrie swings and he fouls it back over our vantage point here in the broadcast booth. So Dante's grandfather, Fred Norrie, was an assistant coach at Indiana who actually played a role in recruiting current Philly Kyle Schwarber to play for the Hoosiers about a little over a decade ago. Next pitch, Norrie swings, ground ball towards second. Jev ranges to his right, scoops it up, and throws the first in time to retire the side in the 5th. But the Phillies do get another run on a hit. It was a triple from Justin Crawford. No errors in the inning and nobody left on base. We played 5 from Baycare Ballpark. Phillies on top. It's 3-1. Back from Baycare Ballpark. It is the top half of the 6th inning. And a new pitcher in for the Phillies here on top 3-1. Griff McGarry is in. Also, a couple of defensive subs. for the Phillies as well. Brian Rincon is in the game at shortstop. Aiden Miller, who's from shortstop to third base. So Rincon will enter the lineup in Escobar's spot in that 9 hole. And of course, like we said, Griff McGarry is in for the Phillies. And I'll get 5, 6, and 7 of the Pirates lineup, starting with Omar Alfonso.
Catcher, Omar Alfonso.
Griff McGarry, who spent all of last year with Lehigh Valley, made 29 appearances for the Iron Pigs in AAA. First pitch to Alfonso is over for a strike. It's 0-1. So, of course, we talked about Aiden Miller at shortstop, and now the Phillies are going to get a look at their top position playing prospect at third. And the pitch to Alfonso is swung on and driven in the air, left center field. It'll split the gap and roll towards the wall. Nori plays it well off the wall. Into second goes Alfonso, a leadoff double for him.
Designated hitter, Johnny Severino.
That'll bring Johnny Severino to the plate now for the Pirates. So McGarry in total last year, 2-1 record, 29 appearances, all out of the bullpen for the Iron Pigs. At a 4.70 ERA, struck out 40 across 30 and 2/3 innings pitched. And the pitch is up. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnny Severino. One is taken down. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Severino. So in total, Mavis Graves goes 1 inning, a hit and a run. It was earned. 1 walk and 1 strikeout. 2-1 the count to Severino. Is 0 for 1 today. And that pitch gets away from Tyet. Up to third will go Alfonso. And it's a wild pitch from Griff McGarry. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and fouled back. It's 3 balls and 1 strike now to Severino. Severino was hit by a pitch in the second, struck out back in the fourth. And at 3-2, it's swung on and rolled over foul to the third base side where Aiden Miller will scoop it up. Gary did make 1 appearance with Jersey Shore last year on a rehab assignment with the High A Blue Claws. Pitch home, and that's down ball 4. So it'll be runners on first and third now for the Pirates, as Esmerlin Valdez steps to the dish for the Buccos. Valdez, who has reached base both times today, hit by a pitch in the second, singled in the fourth, was eventually caught stealing. First pitch home is swung on and missed, 0-1. Big swing from Valdez, trying to give the Pirates the lead all in 1 hack. Here's the 0-1, and that one's just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies play the infield back, willing to trade a double play for a run, with runners on first and third for the Pirates. Still no outs in the top half of the 6th inning. Pitch home, swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Griff McGarry looking for a big first out in this top half of the 6th inning. Phillies on top by 2. Pitch home, swung on, ground ball right towards the middle. Saltimon fields it, bobbles it, and then behind him was Rincon, who tried to field it, but that one popped free and rolled towards left field. So Alfonso does score. That makes it a 3-2 ball game. Severino up to second. Valdez on first on a fielder's choice.
Second baseman, Mitch Jebb.
See if they give an error at all there to Saltimon. And there's a pinch runner at first base for the Pirates. It's Lonnie White. Pinch running for Valdez. Also a mound visit here. Pitching coach Phil Condary is out to talk with Griff McGarry.
Valdez, number 10, Lonnie White Jr.
Lonnie White, who have more on throughout this game, but he's a Philly area native. Was born in Las Vegas, but went to high school at Malvern Prep. And he's in at first base now as a pinch runner for Valdez. Batter now, Mitch Jebb, squares the bunt, pulls back, and it gets away from Tayit, and that'll allow for Severino to get to third. There'll be a pass ball called against Tayit behind home plate. So Lonnie White, who is on first right now, actually was committed to play football at Penn State. And then the Pirates took him in the second round of 2021 and opted to sign with Pittsburgh as opposed to going to play football for the Nittany Lions. Pitch home to Jebb. He takes it. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Man on the corners for the Pirates. Phillies still on top 3-2, top of the 6th. And the pitch is inside for a ball. It's 3-0. Phillies do have action going in their bullpen right now. Micah Odenbright is up and throwing. .30 home, and that's outside ball 4. We'll see how long the leash on McGarry is, as he issues his second walk to load the bases.
First baseman, Axel Claus.
Hitting for the Pirates now is first baseman Axiel Plaz. And the pitch to him is swung on and dribbled foul. It's 0-1. Plaz entered the game last inning at first base for Tony Blanco Jr. So first time that we're seeing him at the dish so far this afternoon. And he bats the bases loaded and still no outs in the inning. Infield back though for the Phils. Pitch home is inside and it hits Plaz, so that'll bring a run home. So Severino scores, Lonnie White goes to third, Jebb up to second, and Plaz aboard on a hit by pitch. And Greg Brodzinski is up from his seat, and it looks like that might be the end of the line today for Griff McGarry, as Mike Odenbright is up and throwing in the Phil's bullpen. So we'll see if Brodzinski points down and takes the ball from his right-handed pitcher, Griff McGarry. That he does, so that's going to be the end of the day for Griff McGarry. Micah Odenbright's coming in. We'll step aside for a moment and have more on the new Phil's pitcher after this. So new pitcher in for the Phillies. It is Micah Ottenbright. Ottenbright, who inherits a tough situation. Bases loaded, still no outs, and the game is all tied up now at 3 apiece. After most recently a bases loaded hit by pitch of Axiel Plas for the Pirates. And it's now the top of the Pittsburgh lineup up. And Sung-Chae Chang will dig on in for Pittsburgh. Ottenbright, 21 years old, 6'4", 190-pound righty. Phillies infield still plays back, willing to trade a double play for another run. Pitch home is down for a ball. It's 1-0. Chang today has been aboard a couple of times. Struck out in the first, walked in the third, singled and drove home a run in the fifth. 1-0 is down, 2 balls and no strikes. Ottenbright spent all of last season with Clearwater. Made 19 starts, went 3-9 with a 4.88 ERA. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Sung-Chae Chang. And Ottenbright will step off and reset. Two balls, no strikes to count to Chang. Pitch home is down for a ball. It's 3-0. And the pitch is over for a called strike. It's 3-1. So far this inning, it's been a double, a walk, fielder's choice, another walk, and a hit by pitch. Still no outs in the inning. Bases loaded for the Pirates. 3-3, top 6. And the pitch. That's over for another strike. It's 3-2. Strikeout here would be huge for Ottenbright. Sixth pitcher of the day for the Phils. And here's his 3-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Started 3-0, came back and strikes out Sung-Chae Chang. First strikeout for Micah Ottenbright. And that'll bring the center fielder Connor Griffin to the plate for the Pirates. So a very big first out got him by Ottenbright. Now we'll see if maybe he can get a ground ball here. Pitch home is swung on and foul tipped. It's 0-1. 2024 was really the first full season of Ottenbright's career, despite being drafted in 2021 out of high school by the Phillies. 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Appeared in 5 games, just 6 innings in 2021. Then was limited to just 2 starts in 22 with Clearwater before suffering a right elbow injury that did require surgery. And he missed pretty much all of 23. He made a couple of rehab assignments with the Complex League Phillies before ultimately returning last year. 0-2 the count, pitch home, swing and a miss, struck him out. How about Micah Ottenbright? 6 straight strikes, 2 straight strikeouts for him. And there's 2 outs in the inning now for Sammy Siani. Tie game 3-3, top half of the 6th inning between the Phillies and the Pirates. And the pitch home is fouled back by Siani. It's 0-1. Seems like Ottenbright has found something in that delivery. Ready, fires home. Bit outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield back for the Phils, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Bases remain loaded as Siani's the 8th man to the plate this inning. One. Swung on, ground ball second. Saltaban awaits back on it, fires the first in time, and a very good job by Micah Ottenbright. Comes in, does not allow a single inherited runner to score. And all in all in the inning for the Pirates, they do get 2 runs. They did it on just 1 hit. There were no errors, and the bases are left loaded. We'll go to the home half of the 6th, all tied up now at 3 apiece. So we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, and we're all tied up at 3 apiece between the Phillies and the Pirates. Hunter Barco is still in, and defensively Lonnie White stays in the game to play left field for the Pirates. Also a new second baseman as well. De Los Santos is in for Mitch Jebb at second. So Aidan Miller leads off for the Phils, 3-3 game, bottom of the 6th. First pitch from Barco to Miller is taken on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Three, 4, 5 due up against Barco this inning. And stoppage in play as the gate in left field was left open. So it's like someone from the Pirates bullpen has to run down and handle that real quick. So 0-1, the count to Aidan Miller. He's 0 for 2 today. And the pitch home is a bit up, 1 ball and 1 strike. And the next pitch is down in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count now to Aidan Miller. And Miller will challenge that called strike. And it is a ball, so good call by Aidan Miller. So count goes to 2-1. Miller flew out the left his last time up, grounded back to the pitcher in the first. 2-1 is taken for a strike. It's 2-2. Miller, the Phillies' number 2 prospect. Number 27 in baseball. Pitch to him, big swing and a miss. Struck him out on an off-speed pitch. And Aidan Miller goes down on strikes for the first time today. Also the first strikeout for Hunter Barco. That'll bring Gabriel Rincones Jr. to the plate. Phillies have Casey Stewart up and throwing in their bullpen. And Rincones swings the first pitch, hits it in the air out towards left center field. Connor Griffin, the center fielder, range is over. He'll make the catch for out number 2. That'll bring the catcher Eduardo Tayit to the plate for the Phillies. First pitch to Tayit is over for a called strike. It's 0-1. Taiit 0 for 2 in today's ball game. Struck out and popped out. So he's looking for his first hit of the day. Just 18 years old is Taiit, the catcher. Swung on and dribbled down the third base line, but it'll roll foul. And no balls, 2 strikes to count to Taiit. Two outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-3 our score. Bases are empty. As Taiit will settle back in. Hit .321 last year of the Complex League Phillies. 0-2-2 and misses up. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Swung on, ground ball, 2-hopper to second. De Los Santos charges, gobbles it up and fires the first in time, and that'll retire the side in the 6th. 3 up, 3 down, go the Phils. We're 2/3 the way home in this 2025 rendition of the spring breakout game. All tied up at 3 apiece. Top half of the 7th inning, 3-3 ball game between the Phillies and Pirates. Once again, I'm Jake Starr. Appreciate you joining myself on this Friday afternoon, a beautiful Friday afternoon from Clearwater, Florida, in this 2025 rendition of the Phillies spring breakout game. And it's a new pitcher in for the Phillies. It's Casey Stewart. Stewart, who split last year between Jersey Shore and Clearwater. Also some defensive changes for the Phillies as well.
Pitching for the Phillies, number 60, Casey Stewart.
Carson DiMartini is now at second base. Henry Mendez goes to left field, and also a new catcher in for the Phillies as well, as Jack Bronigan digs in against Stewart. The first pitch to strike, it's 0-1. Alairo Farabus is in for the Phillies behind home place. Another younger catching prospect in the Phillies system. 0-1 is down, 1 ball and 1 strike now to Bronigan. So DiMartini at second, Mendez in left. Farabus is behind home plate, and Casey Stewart is the new pitcher. Able to keep up with all that. Pitch to Bronigan is swung on and popped up, foul territory. Kemp will give it a look, lean over the railing, and make a very impressive catch. Otto Kemp making first base look natural to him, as he makes an impressive catch over the railing to retire Bronigan.
For the Pirates, back for Alfonso, number 27, Richard Ramirez.
Be a pinch hitter for the Pirates, Richard Ramirez. Will stay in the game to play catcher. First pitch to him is a ball. It's 1-0. So Ramirez digs in against Stewart, who last year made 22 appearances, 20 starts, 8-5, a 3.42 ERA. Struck out 101 over 102 and 2/3 innings pitched. Ramirez swings and misses at that next offering from Stewart. It's 1-1. Pitch home. Swung on, hit in the air out towards center. Crawford ventures back, and the center fielder makes the catch for out number 2. Very impressive play by Justin Crawford out in center. And that'll bring Johnny Severino to the plate for the Pirates, the DH. So Casey Stewart, 23 years of age, was a 19th round pick of the Phillies in 2023 out of Washburn College in Kansas. Stewart is a Kansas native, born in Wichita. And the first pitch home is breaking pitch over for a called strike. It's 0-1. A 1 home. Stewart works quickly. Fools Severino on a slider at 85. It's 0-2. He was way out in front of that. So 0-2. 2 outs to count to Johnny Severino. 3-3 game, top 7. Pitch from Stewart, swinging and a miss, struck him out. Very impressive 1-2-3 inning from the Phil's new pitcher, Casey Stewart. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and ultimately nobody left on base. It's time to stretch here for Baycare Ballpark. Home half of the 7th up next, still all tied up at 3 apiece. Bottom half of the 7th inning, and it's a new pitcher in for the Pirates amongst a couple of defensive changes. Richard Ramirez, who pinched it last inning for Alfonso, stays in the game, and he will be the catcher. And his new battery mate is Wilbur Dotel for the Pirates. He is the new pitcher, the right-handed arm for Pittsburgh. Get you his numbers here in a moment. As he'll get the bottom third of the Phillies order. Otto Kemp is due to lead off first for the Phils. As Wilmer Dotel completes his warm-up tosses. Wilbur Dotel is 22 years of age. 6'3", 178-pound right-handed pitcher. Spent all of last year of Greensboro, where he made 25 starts, went 9-5 with a 5.33 ERA. And he'll get 6, 7, 8 of the Phillies lineup, starting with Otto Kemp. And Carson DeMartini awaits on deck. DeMartini, who came into the game for Devin Saltabon last inning at second base. Hunter Barco, good day for him. 2 innings, a hit, an earned run, a walk, and no strikeouts. And first batter that Wilmer Dotel gets will be Otto Kemp. And Otto Kemp will dig on in from the right side. Even stands for him. 0 for 2 today for Kemp, couple of strikeouts. First pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Pitch home from Dodal, and Kemp takes to the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Otto Kemp, who's very quietly climbed up the Phillies prospect rankings since last season. A very strong year last year where he played 123 games across 4 levels for the Phils. And the 0-2. Kemp swings and he drives one out towards right. Ciani goes back and the right fielder makes the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring Carson DeMartini to the plate. DeMartini digs in the DH. He's 0 for 1 today, hit by a pitch in the 3rd and scored. Struck out looking back in the 4th. First pitch of DeMartini is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. There is a pinch hitter on deck for the Phils. It's Keaton Anthony. So he'll hit in the place of Devin Saltaban. And then presumably going to first base. 0-1 is up. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to DeMartini. The Phillies stuck in the 4th round of last year's draft out of Virginia Tech. And the 1-1. Swung on a line drive, just foul down the right field line. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes to DeMartini. 3-3 ball game, bottom half of the 7th inning. Phillies and Pirates all tied up at 3. And the 1-2. And that's down. Squirts away from the catcher, Ramirez. Doesn't matter as nobody's on. And the count goes to 2-2. And the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air by DeMartini. Well, left center field. White and Griffin both go back to the track, to the wall. It's gone! On to the berm in left center field. Carson DeMartini puts the Phillies back on top. It's 4-3. An excellent swing from DeMartini, the lefty. And he sends one the other way for a home run. First home run of the game for either team. DeMartini hit 2 home runs in his first pro season with Clearwater last year, and a big one right there. First pitch to Keaton Anthony is taken down for a ball. It's 1-0. Keaton Anthony, who spent last year between 3 levels in the Phillies system, ultimately finishing up in Reading. Pitch to him is swung on and sliced foul down the right field line. It's 1-1. Brian Rincon awaits on deck for the Phillies. And the 1-1 to Anthony. Swung on, ground ball towards the middle, sliding stop. De Los Santos behind the bag, throw to first in time, and an excellent play by De Los Santos. The second baseman ranging towards the middle, slides, backhands it, and fires a strike to first to get Keaton Anthony. Brian Rincon's the batter now for the Phils. First at bat of the day for him. First pitch to ball, it's 1-0. hitting in the place of Arun Escobar, who was 1 for 2 in today's ball game. One ball, no strike to count to Brian Rincon. And the pitch is down, 2 balls and no strikes. Rincon, another middle infielder the Phillies are very high on. Actually comes from the Pittsburgh area. Went to Shaler High School in Pittsburgh. 14th round pick of the Phils in 2022. Just 21 years of age. Pitch home is down, 3 balls and no strikes. Should Rincon reach, Justin Crawford awaits on deck. And the 3-0 is up, and that's ball 4. So 4-pitch walk to Brian Rincon. First walk issued by Doty today, and that'll bring Justin Crawford to the plate for the Phils.
Center fielder, Justin Crawford.
It's been a good day so far today for Justin Crawford. Tripled and scored his last time up in the 5th. Overall, the Phillies' number 4 prospect is 2 for 3. Pitch to him is up, 1 ball and no strikes. One out of the count to the left-handed hitting Crawford. Pitch home is just south of the knees for a ball. It's 2-0. Crawford, who was promoted to Double-A Reading on July 12th, finished the season there and was just spectacular at all levels. Crawford has had a lot of success in his professional career so far. And the 2-0 is swung on and fouled straight back off the netting. It's 2-1. Two outs to Justin Crawford. Phillies on top 4-3, bottom 7. Pitch home. Swung on and grounded foul towards the Pirates dugout on the first base side. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Crawford. Should Crawford reach, Hendry Mendez awaits on deck. As Rincon leads off first, pitch to Crawford. Bit outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Crawford, of course, the son of former big league all-star Carl Crawford, who played not too far from here for much of his big league career at the Tampa Bay Rays, on the Rays team that the Phillies ultimately beat in the 2008 World Series. And stepping off is Doty. He's already surrendered the home run to Carson DiMartini. Looking to limit the damage to just 1 run. Phil's on top 4-3. Pitch home, Crawford swings. Ground ball, 3 hopper to second. De Los Santos to his left, fields it, fires the first in time, but not by much. With the speedy Crawford running, 4-3 goes to put out to end the 7th. But Phillies get a run on Carson DiMartini's opposite field home run. That was the Phil's only hit. There were no errors, and 1 man is left on base. We played 7 through full from Baycare Ballpark. Phillies on top. It's 4-3. Top of the 8th inning, and the Phillies are on top 4-3 thanks to a Carson DeMartini home run in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And it is the 8th pitcher of the day in for the Phils. It's Daniel Harper, 25-year-old, 6'4", 225-pound righty. 17th round pick of the Phillies in 2022 out of Kentucky. Harper split last year between Jersey Shore and Reading. Went 3-4 with a 2.82 ERA, 44 games, 9 saves, 12 opportunities. Struck out 61, walked 20 in 51 innings pitched. So he'll look for at least a hold in this ball game as he gets 7, 8, 9 of the Pirates lineup. And he'll start with Lonnie White Jr. Digs in from the right side. First pitch home is swung on, and it's hit in the air towards shallow right. Rincones comes in, and he makes a running catch for out number 1.
Second baseman.
So that'll bring up the second baseman, Yordani De Los Santos. Entered the game for Mitch Jebb a couple of innings ago. Now gets a chance to bat for the first time. Jebb today did walk a couple of times. First pitch to the righty, De Los Santos in for a strike. It's 0-1. Had a chance to watch Harper bunch with Double-A Reading last year. Fastball is impressive. It rides very well. It plays great in the zone. 98 on that last one, and the next pitch in for a strike. Once again at about 98. And De Los Santos is challenging that last called strike. And he is correct. It's a ball, so the count goes to 1-1. I know there's been a lot of talks and conversations about the automatic ball strike system. Some people want to see it fully. Some people don't want to see it at all. De Los Santos, big swing and a miss. It's 1-2. But I feel like the automatic ball strike challenge system is a fair compromise between the two. We'll see what direction Major League Baseball decides to go after spring training. 1-2, swing and a miss, struck him out. Daniel Harper blows a few pitches by Yordani De Los Santos, and he has a little support group just beneath us. That's very happy right now, so 2 outs for Oxiel Plaz. But yeah, we'll see what happens after spring training. No plans to implement it yet in the big leagues, but seems like people were pretty happy with it in spring training this year. First pitch to Plaz, swung on and missed. It's no balls and 1 strike. Plaz in at first base, in for Tony Blanco Jr. Pitch home is just outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Infield has the righty Plaz to go to the left side. Right side is shaded towards the second base bag. DeMartini over that way at second. And the next pitch to Plaz is swung on and popped up towards shallow right. Gabriel Rincones Jr. comes in, adjusts through to the wing towards the line, and the right fielder makes the catch to retire the side in what's a very quick inning. So Daniel Harper looks impressive in his inning of work. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no Pirates left on base. We have played 7.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies on top. It's 4-3. Bottom half of the 8th inning, Phillies on top 4-3. And it's a new pitcher in for the Pirates. It's Jaden Woods. Jaden Woods, 23-year-old from Macon, Georgia. 7th-round pick of the Pirates in 2 years ago's draft in 2023 out of the University of Georgia. Split last year between Altoona and Greensboro. And when I say split, I mean right down the middle. 20 appearances at each spot. So in total, 40 games, 4.3 record, 3.75 earned run average. 74 strikeouts in 60 innings for Jaden Woods. And he'll get 2, 3, and 4 of the Phillies lineup to the plate in this inning. So it'll be Hendry Mendez, Aiden Miller, and Gabriel Rincones Jr. The 3 due up for the Phils in this inning. Lead at 4-3, looking for some insurance runs before we head to the 9th. As Hendry Mendez will lead things off here for the Phils. And the first pitch home, and Mendez, huge cut and a miss. It's 0-1. First plate appearance for Hendry Mendez, who's in left field. And the next pitch home, swung on and fouled back. It's 0-2. Mendez was acquired from the Phillies prior to last season from the Brewers, along with Robert Moore, in a trade that sent Oliver Dunn to Milwaukee. Moore spent last year with Reading. Mendez spent last year with Jersey Shore. And it's a no-ball, 2-strike count here to Hendry Mendez. Next pitch is swung on and fouled back. Gets a piece of the netting behind home plate, and the count stays 0-2. Of course, as the next few weeks progress, there'll probably start to become some familiarity of where each guy is going to open up this year. The 0-2 is swung on, and it's chopped towards second. 3 hops for De Los Santos, who goes to his right. Vacuums it up and fires the first in time for out number 1. And that'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate, who's 0 for 3 so far today. Now, a guy like Aiden Miller, likely Double-A Reading seems to be where he'll start. Played a handful of games there last year in September. As the first pitch to Miller is over for a called strike. It's 0-1. Phillies do have action in the bullpen. Aaron Combs is up and thrown. So looks like he'll get a chance for a save. Miller takes the next offering. It's 1-1. Aiden Miller last year played 5 games with Reading, was 4 for 21 overall. Next pitch is a strike. It's 1-2. Ultimately split between 3 levels last year. 39 games with Clearwater, 58 with Jersey Shore, and then the 5 with Reading. 1-2 is down. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Aiden Miller. Sure, he has family and friends here today from not too far away, Dunedin, Florida. Went to Mitchell High School in Newport Richey, Florida. And the next pitch to Miller is over for a called strike 3. So Aiden Miller is down on strikes for the second time. And there's 2 outs in the inning for Gabriel Rincones Jr. Rincones digs in from the left side. He's 0 for 3 today in the first pitch. At the knees for a called strike, it's 0-1. Pitch home, and Rincones is swinging a miss. It's 0-2. Phillies fans have seen the power from Rincones on full display this spring. He's had 3 home runs in spring training games. Hit 11 last year with Reading, and he swings the next pitch, and he hits a line drive down the right field line. It's fair, and a roll towards the corner. Rincones around first, hits towards second. Ciani got to it quickly. It's a good throw, but it's not in time. Rincones dives in head first with a double. And that's Gabriel Rincones' first base hit of the day. Took an 84-mile-an-hour slider, stayed on it, and served it right down the line.
Catcher, Alejandro Ferreras.
So now it'll be the catcher, Eliro Ferrebus, who is hitting for the Phils. In the spot of Eduardo Tayit. Ferrebus came in for Tayit a couple of innings ago. The first pitch to him is down for a strike in the zone. It's 0-1. Oh, 1 home. And Ferrebus takes it down. It's 1-1. Ferrebus was signed by the Phillies as an amateur free agent in 2023. Started the year in the Dominican Summer League, then was transferred to the Florida Complex League in 24. And he swings and he fouls it straight down. It's 1-2. So, ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs to Ferrebus. Rincones leads off second. Phillies lead 4-3, bottom 8. Pitch home, that is up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Should Ferrebus reach? Otto Kemp awaits on deck for the Phils. And the 2-2. That's inside. Almost got a piece of Ferrebus. And the count runs full, 3-2. Rincones leads off second. Stole 23 bags in 30 attempts last year. Stole 20 in just 59 games with Reading. Stole an impressive clip once he came back from the injured list. And the pitch is swung on, ground ball, and it leaks through the middle for a base hit. Rincones around third. Connor Griffin's throw from center is not in time. And it's an RBI single for Eliro Ferrebus, and the Phillies extend their lead. It's 5-3. Good piece of hitting from the young catcher. And it's a big insurance run for the Phillies as well. And that'll bring Otto Kemp to the plate for the Phils. See if Kemp can get himself a hit. He's 0 for 3 in today's ball game. Here's the pitch, and that is up for a ball. It's 1-0. Ball and no strikes to count the Kemp. Flew out the right his last time up. The next pitch is down, gets away from the catcher Ramirez towards the Phillies dugout, and up to second goes Ferrebus. It's going to be a pass ball on the catcher Ramirez as it did hit his mitt. So 2 balls, no strikes to count to Otto Kemp. And the pitch is inside for a ball. It's 3-0. Three balls, no strikes to count to Otto Kemp. Ferrebus gets the lead off second. 5-3 Phillies on top in the 8th to pitch. And Kemp's swinging 3-0, and he fouls it straight down. It's 3-1. So I think Otto Kemp might have one of the coolest birthdays of anyone in the Phillies organization. He was born September 9th, 1999, so 9/9/99. And we learned from him last year that he was also born at 9:09 p.m. Next pitch is up and away, ball 4, so Kemp's aboard for the first time today. So Kemp, who's 25, was born 9/9/99 at 9:09 p.m. And he's aboard for Carson DeMartini. DeMartini digs in. He homered his last time up. The first pitch was a ball to throw back to first. Kemp was way off the bag, but he gets the hand in safely on the throw from Ramirez, and Blas can't get the tag down in time. No balls and one strike to count to Carson DeMartini, whose home run right now back in the 7th has proved to be the eventual game winner should the Phillies hold on. The pitch is over for a strike. It's 0-2 to DeMartini. And the pitch is bit down below the knees, 1-2. 5-3, Phillies on top, looking for their first ever spring breakout game win. Phillies fell in last year's spring breakout game against the Tigers. That was on the road in Lakeland. And the 1-2 is low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Two-two, the count to DeMartini. Pitch home is swung on and hit foul to the left side. The count stays even at 2. DeMartini 1 for 2 today. He's hit by a pitch in the 3rd, homered in the 7th, struck out in the 4th, and has scored both times he's been aboard today. 2-2 again is down at the feet. 3 balls, 2 strikes to DeMartini. Should DeMartini reach, TJ Walton is on deck for the Phils. Be his first at bat of the day. And the pitch is swung on and popped up. Third base side of the infield. Bronigan is there, and the third baseman makes the catch. And that will retire the side here in the 8th. But Phils do add another run. They did it on 2 hits. No errors and 2 men left on base. Well, head to the top half of the 9th inning. Phillies are on top. It's 5-3. We go to the top half of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Pirates tonight. And it's a new pitcher in for the Phils. They're up 5-3. It's Aaron Combs, 23-year-old, who the Phillies just acquired this offseason from the Chicago White Sox in a trade that sent Tyler Gilbert to Chicago. Combs, very limited professional stats so far. Last year, a single-A Kannapolis in the White Sox system. Went 2-0 with a 0 ERA. 7 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, allowed 2 runs, none earned. Walked 4, struck out 13, and 7 2/3. So Aaron Combs on the mound, and Sung-Jae Chang is the leadoff batter in this 9th inning for the Pirates. And the pitch is just outside for a ball. It's 1-0 to Chang. Sung-Jae Chang is 1 for 3 so far today. And the pitch to Chang is swung on, and it's a line drive into right center field. It falls for a base hit. Crawford over to cut it off, so holds Sung-Jae Chang to just a single. And that'll bring the center fielder Connor Griffin to the plate for Pittsburgh. Connor Griffin digs in from the right side. Does represent the tying run for the Pirates, as Aaron Combs moves to the stretch. First pitch to Griffin is off speed, but inside. It's 1-0. Once this game concludes, stick with us. We'll have a post-game show coverage coming up just after the final out. Next pitch, Griffin takes. It's 1-1. Connor Griffin today is 0 for 4. He has reached base a couple of times, once on an error, another time on a fielder's choice. And the 1-1 from Combs is swung on and a ground ball towards third. Miller charges, fields it, only plays the first, and it is in time. Very nice play from Aiden Miller. Charging down the third base line, a running throw towards first to retire Connor Griffin. Sung-Jae Chang does advance the second on the play. You know, the Phillies contingent in the house today, probably very happy to see that from Aiden Miller. He's made some nice plays at short today. He's made some nice plays at third today. And probably will see Miller between those two positions this year. And the season starts likely in Double-A Reading, but we'll have to see. Sammy Siani will take the first one for a strike. It's 0-1. Siani represents the tying run for the Pirates. They trail 5-3 in the 9th. And the pitch home is swung on and fouled back by Siani. It's 0-2. Jack Bronigan awaits on deck for the Pirates. He's 0 for 4. Siani and Bronigan combined today 0 for 8. And the pitch is spit up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Siani, 3 groundouts today and a strikeout. That came back in the first. Pitch home is up and away, 2-2. Combs, 6'3", 190, 23-year-old from Sarasota, Florida. Played his college ball at Tennessee and was an 8th-round pick of the White Sox out of Tennessee last year. And the 2-2, low and away, 3-2. Combs barely really had a chance to get to know the White Sox system before they dealt him to the Phillies on New Year's Day of this year. And the 3-2 is swung on and fouled straight back over the press box. And it stays 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big league club for the Phillies. They are at the Yankees tonight over in Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. And the pitch is over for a called strike 3. Aaron Combs dots it with a sinker. And there's 2 outs for Jack Bronigan. It was the last chance for the Pirates today. That game about a half hour down the road in Tampa. Gets underway at 6:35 tonight. Catch that game on WIP. First pitch is bit outside for a ball to Bronigan. It's 1-0. Taijuan Walker slated to get the start tonight for the Phils. And the 1-0. bit up with the letters. 2 balls, no strikes. 5-3, Phillies on top. Top half of the 9th inning. And the Phillies are looking for their first ever spring breakout game win. "2-0 is on the outside corner for a strike. It's 2-1. Sung-Jae Chang leads off second. Does not matter, so neither middle infielder DeMartini or Rincon are really minding him anything. 2-1, swung on, and Bronigan fouls it back. It's 2-2. And the Pirates are now down to their final strike today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 6,347 fans begin to come to their feet here at Baycare Ballpark. Aaron Combs peers home, and he's set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Bit up for a ball, 3-2. Thought for a moment, Farabus would have thought about challenging it, but doesn't. Would have been an anticlimactic way to end this game. Did step out and point at first base, just kind of remind everybody that that's where they're going, and the ball's hit. 3-2 the count, and now time is called by Bronigan. Phillies do have action in their bullpen, should it's needed. Luis Avila is warming up. Of course, the hope is that they do not need him. And Aaron Combs can get this final out. 3-2, 2 outs. Phillies lead 5-3 in the 9th. Combs ready. The payoff pitch is a curveball a bit high, and that's ball 4. So Bronigan is aboard via the walk. And that'll bring Richard Ramirez to the plate for the Pirates.
Catcher Richard Ramirez.
So Ramirez now represents the go-ahead run for Pittsburgh. Tying run is Bronigan on first. They're not holding any runners on. Infield plays back. Outfield plays about normal depth here against Ramirez. Pitch, and that's outside. It's 1-0. Ball and no strike to Richard Ramirez. Been the catcher for the back half of this game. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Nice fastball from Aaron Combs. Blew it right by the batter Ramirez. One ball, one strike as the runners get their leads. They both take off. The pitch is a ball. They do throw down the second, and it's not in time. So Bronigan steals second, and Chang up the third. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike here. So now a single could tie this game up, as the outfield now takes a couple of steps in and plays pretty shallow here against Ramirez. 2-1 is up and away. It's 3-1. Aaron Combs, the 9th pitcher of the day for the Phillies. I hope it's their last. Here's the 3-1, and that's up ball 4. So back-to-back 2-out walks issued by Aaron Combs. See if we get a mound visit here.
In the designated hitter position, batting for Severino.
And we will.
Number 19, Edward Florentino.
So pitching coach Phil Condary comes out for a mound visit to talk to Aaron Combs. There also will be a pinch hitter for the Pirates once this mound visit concludes. Edward Florentino, the left-handed bat, will pinch hit for Johnny Severino, who was 0 for 2 today for a walk and a hit by pitch. So Edward Florentino digs in. It's bases loaded, 2 outs. Top half of the 9th inning. Phillies on top 5-3. Should he reach, Lonnie White Jr. awaits on deck. So Cheng's on third, he doesn't really matter. Bronigan's on second, the tying run. First pitch home is over for a strike, it's 0-1. And Richard Ramirez is on first, he's the go-ahead run. A 1 home, swung on and fouled, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Ever Phil Condary said, must have worked. Also a pinch runner at first base. Kinnear Delgado. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. And it stays 0-2. So we'll do it again at 0-2. The pitch. Bit low and away, it's 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top half of the 9th inning. Phillies on top, 5-3. Aaron Combs fires the 1-2. Over for a called strike 3, and the Phillies get the win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. But first, there's going to be a challenge from the batter, and the pitch is a strike, and the ball game is over. So Aaron Combs gets his second strikeout, and the Phillies pick up their first ever spring breakout victory. It's a 5-3 final over the Pittsburgh Pirates as they'll shake hands and celebrate what was a great day of baseball here from Baycare Ballpark. So in this 9th inning, Pirates had no runs. They had 1 hit, there were no errors, and the bases are left loaded. So we'll step aside for a moment. Phillies win at 5-3. Back with the post-game show coming up after this. Back with the post-game show after the Phillies take down the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 2025 rendition of the spring breakout game. 5-3 is our final. Once again, my name is Jake Starr. Appreciate you joining us on this Friday afternoon. What was a great day for baseball here from Baycare Ballpark. So, you said Phillies win at 5-3. Take a look at the scoring and how it all went down. Phillies struck first. They got 2 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Carson DeMartini was hit by a pitch, and then Devin Saltimon doubled. That scored DeMartini. And then Arun Escobar followed with a double of his own, scoring Saltimon to make it 2-0. Teams traded a pair of runs in the 5th. Pittsburgh scored 1 in the top half of the 5th thanks to an RBI single from Sung-Chae Cheng. And then the Phillies got 1 back thanks to a triple from Justin Crawford. And he eventually came around the score on a wild pitch. So that made it 3-1 Phillies at the time. Pirates did get 2 in the 6th inning, though. Omar Alfonso had a double. Johnny Severino then walked. And then with bases loaded, Tony Blanco Jr. was hit by a pitch. So Pirates got a couple of runs in the 6th to tie it, but the Phillies took the lead for good in the 7th when 2024 4th-round pick Carson DeMartini had a home run to left field. That made it 4-3. Then the Phillies got an insurance run in the 8th. They had a double from Gabriel Rincones Jr., and then Eliro Ferribus had a single to score Rincones, making it 5-3, and that is where the score held at the time. Some impressive pitching lines today for the Phillies. Moises Chassé looked great through an inning. Gene Cabrera went 2 scoreless. Alex McFarland went an inning scoreless. Micah Ottenbright, inning scoreless, 2 strikeouts. Casey Stewart, inning scoreless and a strikeout. Daniel Harper, a scoreless inning and a strikeout. And Aaron Combs got into some trouble, hitting a couple of walks, but ultimately it's an inning scoreless and 2 strikeouts to eventually pick up the save. So that's how it all went down. We'll step aside one final time, take a look at the totals, and look ahead to what's next in this Phillies breakout game between the Phillies and the Pirates. Back on the post-game show as the Phillies take down the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 2025 rendition of the spring breakout game. Our final score was 5-3, and we'll take a look at the totals from today's game. The Pirates, who fall, had 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They left 12 guys on base in today's ball game. The Phillies victorious with 5 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and 5 men left on base. Casey Stewart ultimately gets the win. And getting the loss for the Pirates was Wilbur Dotal. The save goes to Aaron Combs. Time of the game, 2 hours and 44 minutes. Played in front of a crowd of 6,347. So from here, got about a couple more weeks left of spring training. Minor league side will break camp in 2 weeks from tomorrow on the 29th. We'll kind of see where all these prospects ultimately end up, but it should be a very exciting season across the minor leagues for the Phillies this year. Lots of exciting prospects that we saw today. They'll be scattered all from Lehigh Valley to Reading, the Jersey Shore to Clearwater, so it should be exciting. So minor league season gets underway Friday, March 28th with Lehigh Valley. They host Scranton Wilkes-Barre. That's a 6:05 first pitch. You can join Sam Jelinek on the call for that one. For Reading, there will be a scrimmage with Jersey Shore on April 1st at 5 o'clock. We'll have that one covered on the Fightin' Phils radio network. And then the Fightin' Phils open up on Friday, April 4th, 6:45 against the Portland Sea Dogs. Once again, you can catch that game with myself and Bob McCool on the R-Phils radio network. Jersey Shore and Clearwater also both open up on the 4th. Greg Giambarisi will have the coverage for Jersey Shore, and Josh Sperber will have the coverage for Clearwater, which should be a very exciting 2025 season in the Phillies organization. So once again, Phillies win at 5-3 today over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Big thank you to everyone for tuning in, whether it's on the Fightin' Phils radio network, Phillies.com, or the MLB app. I'm Jake Starr saying so long, have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon here on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network.